Today was I have like a toddler. Whoa, I have a toddler chair there. God, and it's like in the way now. That's not mine. It's like I don't sit in that. But anyway, oh my gosh, I have all this like these raspberries from Roots and Fruits. I have like focaccia from Roots and Fruits. Today was a day of sunny days. Are here again in Scotland, and you can hear it outside. Everyone is so excited. So it was like 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It was like 13 degrees in Celsius. Like that's in Diamonds in the Mud. He sings, "It's 13 degrees and there's folk in the street and the scud. It's all bullshit, but there's diamonds in the mud." It's like a Glasgow tune about like how beautiful Glasgow is. It's like, from the hills of the milk to the parade in the East End. And when I lie awake in the night time, these things I remember. Some happy, some sad. Bring a smile to my face when I'm done. In the priory or in Sinbad's in the noon. And you just love Diamonds in the Mud. It's so Glasgow. Every moment in that song is perfect for Scotland and Glasgow specifically. But everybody's out and about because it was so sunny. So just today I got to like wake up. I went to Sick Coffee. I got all my stuff ready. I had my morning like 2 eggs. I have Clarence House eggs, the King's eggs. I have the King's eggs for breakfast. 2 fried eggs with olive oil. I get like Spanish olive oil from Waitrose, no big deal. And then I go to Sick Coffee and I just lie in the sun. And I lay in the sun all day. And people heard I was there, so then a bunch of people like sat outside with me. Like my pals came to sit outside and I was just laughing with them. It was so funny. And then right when it closed, Sick Coffee closed at 5 o'clock. And usually I think it closes at 6 or something. I don't know why it closed at 5, maybe because it's so sunny. And I just like walked across the street to the Finiston and had like 12 oysters, because when it's this time of my period, when it's like before I ovulate after my period, I literally have an oyster parade. That's what I eat. And I can't stop eating the oysters. It's so healthy. And that was what I did. And then I was watching Jackie Brown. I love Jackie Brown because it's like Tarantino at his most feminist. I know Kill Bill is feminist as well, but all his films are feminist. But I like Jackie Brown the most because I just really like how fucking just cool all the relationships are in Jackie Brown. Everybody's just cool as fuck. Anyway, I was cutting off the like labels for my clothes. This is my linen outfit from Malaga that I got in the market in Puerto Banos that literally is like my ride or die. I love linen. Then after the Finiston, because I go to the Finiston a lot, right after that I'll go to Roots and Fruits because they're open till 6, the one in Finiston. And I got raspberries and I got focaccia. And that's why I came home to blast my Spotify mixes with all my windows open. In this flat, like when I blast my music, I feel like the old men in the pub downstairs at the Grove. There's like geriatric men down there. They're like my husband's in another life, like they're so old, but they're so like, we've got such good chat that you kind of like, how are you this old with this good at chat? Like I feel like the older you get, the better you get at chatting. The chat gets better. But anyway, they were like hearing all my fucking like Scottish rebel songs, lots of like Irish songs. I mean, I do like Damien Dempsey, you know, like Sam Jenkins, that kind of song. Or I'll do like you know, like just really good songs from like Veronica Guerin. Like I'll do a lot of like cinematic tunes. I'll do a lot of like music from like Lasses and Mohicans or music from Braveheart, you know, like I do a lot of that stuff. But then I also have like Arab Strap, Turning of the Bones, where it's like, you were in Tesco and your buttons were undone. Like it's such a cool song. And he's like 7 years later in our marriage and I'm singing about it, and you're just like, he's like, I'm obsessed with the mole between your thigh. And he's just like such a like rad parent, rad dad. Like, he's like, after we drop the kids off at school, I saw you on the school run, like, doing shit, you know, like, he's so supportive and poetic in that song. And it's wild to have Arab Strap, because they were so much a part of Reindeer Section. They were so much a part of, like, when I was growing up here. I felt like they were the coolest thing in the world. And then for them to, like, still be going and be making even more, like, authentic, deeper tunes. I think, like, the older you get, like, as a musician, like, the better you get or whatever. So I just think that's true of them. But, like, they were already fucking legends. So all these things. Oh my God, my, like, my apple juice is behind this. Now I have to use this to stabilize my wee iPhone. Okay, here we go. If it buzzes, it's just because I ordered sushi from Sticks and Sushi. Sticks and Sushi. Oh my God, I can't believe, like, Glasgow's so beautiful. The fact that it's going to be sunny for the next few days. It's going to be sunny. Friday's going to be the sunniest in Glasgow. It's going to be like 63 degrees on Friday, and I'm here for it. I literally got a tan already. Like, can you see? I got a tan. Like, that's not makeup. I look darker. That's just me with like 3 hours of sunshine. That's what happens to my skin. I get dark like that. You know, a lot of people who are Scottish, who are this color, the color of my remote, like, if you took them on holiday for 3 months, they might burn, but they'd never get brown. You know, like, they're just like pale. They're like ghosts. They are white as a sheet, and we're here for it. But also, I think about the idea that cinema's really here for the sunshine. It's here for a sun flare. Like, all I do is get up, find a sun flare, film it, and go to sleep. Like, that's my job. And there's something so radical about this time. Like, Vicky Matheson and I were saying how insane it is that it is Year of the Horse now. Like, that's it kicked in, and everything has happened. Dreams have already come true. Like, our dream man is here. Our dream job is here. Like, everything's already happened. Dream family life is already in place. Like, everything's already happened for this Year of the Horse to be hitting now, because it wasn't, last year was so stop and start. It was like, forget it. And for the last many decades, it's been a lot of bad stuff, vibes, like crazy storms. It's like crazy astrological storms for every star sign. But now in the Year of the Horse, it's like everyone's having the best time of their lives. Like, everyone's just really, really, really feeling it. And you're like, oh, like, thank God, you know. We so deserve it. Just like Glasgow deserves the sunshine. Oh, like, everybody deserves it. So tomorrow, I can't wait, because it'll be warmer. Thursday's going to be warmer. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then the day after that's Friday is going to be the warmest. And then my mum is in Lochranach right now, so Glasgow's empty. It feels like weird. It's like so weird to be in Glasgow when my mum is away. It's like blasphemy or something. Like, but it's cool that she's chilling out in Lochranach. She always goes to Lochranach for this kind of Easter vibe. Like, she's always chilling out, relaxing. And when she comes back, she'll have loads of stories. And she's literally the one who told me everything about so much stuff to do with Scotland. Like, my mum, even though she's Polish, is like such a rad Scottish history person. Like, she knows a lot of stuff about Scotland, and that's next level cool. So we're here for it. And I also feel like it's just a funny time. It feels like it's gonna be the best summer of our lives. Like, I literally have never felt like that. I've never felt like this is gonna be the best year of my life, and this is obviously gonna be the best year of my life. So it's like, that's what I was talking to Vicky Matheson about, because also she's doing the Commonwealth Games, which is gonna be this summer in Glasgow, which is so epic. And then also the boys are going to America to like take over and like probably win the World Cup for the first time. If we can get out of our group in the World Cup, I will give all those boys like my arms and legs. I'll chop a finger off and give it to them, because I'm like, that's how Glasgow Mafia I am. But I'm also like, just fucking get out of the group, guys, because it's not like, it's not. It feels like that's the kind of time, the Year of the Horse feels like the kind of time that like an underdog will really win the World Cup. And it's about fucking time, because I have literally been waiting for this since like the fucking 90s or something. Like, I remember being 16 and watching the last time we qualified. It was like in France or something. We were playing Brazil, and there was like a lot of fucked up vibes, and we just remember being like, I remember being in the tenants bar, like drinking a soda water when I was 16 and watching this with all my Laurel bankers and watching all the stuff and thinking, watching the Football World Cup style and being like, oh, this is normal. But cut to, it didn't happen again. Like, and I'm like 45 or something. What year? What year? Wait, I'm born in 81, so 81, I'm gonna be 45 this year, yeah. So that's like a long time to wait for us to have the World Cup vibes, but I don't care what we do as long as they play well, they swap shirts, it's fine, like it's gonna be cool. And then all this stuff's happening this year. And also we have to vote. Oh my god, I'm yawning because I like was in the sun like 5 hours today, and I was yawning because that's what happens when I have sun in every orifice, up every angle and on every hair follicle. I was like, oh my god, thank you God for the sun. The sun is such a god itself. Yeah, and this thing of like just being in a bikini and like walking around Finiston, it just feels normal to me. Like it's so kind of like I'm not only just the sun queen of Finiston, but I'm really kind of needing that vitamin D. So it's been a winter of a lot of layers and like just fucked up weather. So you're kind of like, let's get this shit going. I can't fucking wait for the spring. Like, this is why it's good to live in a country where you have these hardships. You can hear people downstairs laughing. You can hear all the old guys with their deep voices being like, oh, oh. But that idea that you could really kind of have a winter, so it makes you kind of appreciate, oh my god, when the summer's here. So you're not feeling like, you know, people are just, it's not just like sunny all the time and you don't have like any hardships. It's like this existential crisis if you live in a city or a country where it's only warm. Like I went to Malta, I lived in Caribbean, I lived in the Maldives, I lived in like all these warm places to do scuba diving. And then also if you're in that place, you're in heaven and you feel really good. But like if you're in a city like California or in a city like LA in California or whatever, whichever city you're in California, if you're there, or Florida, you feel like a wee bit of an existential crisis. Like there's no wind, like there's no rain, so you never need a brolly. And like it's really strange. I mean, Nelly, it's very dry because it's desert, so you really feel like I said on this channel before, you can actually wash your hair in LA and walk outside, and the second you walk outside your hair's dry. So that's weird, because in California it's dry and hot, and in Scotland it's wet. It's like very humid and cold. So it's like a wet cold that gets in your bones. And there's no fucking way. Nobody I know, there's no way you could even have like a doll or like a dog go outside with wet hair, because she'd be like, they're gonna die. Like the cold is gonna kill you. And you can just feel the chill. Like you're just like, you need a hat, you need gloves, you need fucking cashmere, you need like cashmere onesies, and then a big fucking wool jacket on top of that shit, you know, like a down jacket. Fucking that cuts the wind. And also Orolay is this jacket I've been wearing that's literally cuts the wind for me. Oh my god. But I like this feeling of like being a Californian girl but being in Scotland, and kind of like the American dream really came true for me, and I feel like grateful about it. So I will never not love New York and California for those reasons, because they're my homes, and I feel like I'll just always love them. And when your dream comes true that early and that hard, that well, it's very funny to feel like you can be somewhere else too. Like I think the idea of moving around was so normal to me when I was 16. I was like, get me out of Glasgow. Like I didn't want to be in Glasgow. I thought Glasgow was naff when I was 16, and and I went to New York, so then I felt like New York was so cool, and then now it's like the other way around where I feel like Scotland's cool, and it feels a wee bit like stuff that is going down in America just now. It's cool and whatever, but it's just not for me. Like, it's not my era. I'm gonna go back, but it's not my era this second. And this like back and forth feeling. People talk about being bi-coastal, where they go between LA and New York, but I'm really like what would the word be? Bi-continental or something. Bi-continental's nice because you can go to all these different continents. Yeah, it's wild. And the idea that the vote is here too in May. Like, the vote is here, so I like really want Scotland to be independent. So I'm looking like Scotland should have been independent this whole fucking time, but like Sean Connery lived his whole life wanting that. His tattoo said "I love Scotland." And you know, all these people I know here, and my mum and dad, my parents actually, like my dad's whole side of the family, were very into the SNP. I just remember like my mom and dad, like my dad was a 70s kid. He had all these like 70s, he didn't have flares, but he had like jeans, like he'd have like denim. He wouldn't wear a suit to work, but he'd have, because he was like a CEO, but he'd have like denim. He'd have like denim trousers and like a denim top. Like, he looked like a fucking cowboy in Glasgow. He was just like so well dressed, maybe because he was Polish. He was like really well dressed. And then like they all had these, like him and his sister and brother all worked together, and they all had like sunglasses that looked so fucking cool, and they just like walk around and be like talking about the SNP, talking about Scottish independence. They had this like Irish mom and Polish dad, so they were this fucking combo of like definitely Catholic, but like very kind of interesting like politically. And then they just knew so much about everything. And then when Alex Salmond came to my dad's business, I remember when that happened. And my dad saying he came and talking to me about it and being like, yeah, he came into the store. My dad used to call his work the store, even though it was like a big fucking huge warehouse with a big office. I was like, oh yeah, the store. And my dad would say, Alex Salmond came into the store, popped in and had a big chat with me. And I was like, your fucking picture's already on my wall, pal, you know? And like, it was funny to have that. And then I remember when I saw Alex Salmond at Edinburgh Castle when I was like 21 or something, maybe 22. It was when I had done Good Dick, it was after Good Dick, so it was like around that era. And I was at Edinburgh Castle, and Alex Salmond said to me, Marianne, I would thank you for your support. Thanks for being a member since you were 16. And I was like, fucking hell, like, of course. Like, I was kind of like, if I could have been a member, like, I thought I was a member in the embryo. Like, I guess you can join a political party when you're 16 in Scotland. But I was like, I thought I was supporting it earlier than that, pals. And then he was so polite to be like, thank you. And I was like, you're welcome, man. Like, you're doing more than I am, man. But also, I just wanted Scotland to be independent. So we did speeches. We went on, like, the back of lorries and, like, talks to all these no voters. And I remember going to these, like, different towns. And like all these old Scottish guys would see me coming and they'd be like, oh fuck, here she comes. They were like, hey, are you here for, like, are you talking about Scottish independence? And I'd be like, yes I am. You know what I mean? Like, I had so much fucking energy for the thing. I was like into turning no voters, and a lot of the no voters, I turned them, you know what I mean? Like, I was like telling them about Scottish oil. I told them about, if you read the wee blue book, that's all you have to do. It's a small book, and it tells you about Scottish oil, how we had and have more oil than Norway, and if we just like were independent, we could use that oil to sell the oil at a price that we just like we deem, basically, because not only do we not have control of that oil, it's like mommy and daddy, our fucked up parents that are abusive in London, just take the oil money and they just sell it for whatever price they want, and then they keep the money and we don't get any of that shit, you know what I mean? And then maybe they give us like £1 or something, but we're like, that's not what it would have been. That's not what it would have been for all these years of oil that have been like sold or stolen. And it's not even sold on our behalf because we don't get that money. But the idea of the same is true of the salmon, the whiskey, all these things that are so Scottish, the wind power, all these things that are so making us so much money. We don't get to keep that money. It's like being a wife and being the CEO of a company, and like you work and what you get paid goes to your husband's bank account instead of your bank account. And you're like, wait, but he's like beating me up, so I don't even like him. Like, he's abusive, so like he's not even nice to me, he doesn't care about me. That's the most fucked up marriage I've ever seen between Scotland and England. It's like, I mean, half of them haven't even been up here. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't come up, and they talk about it like it's a million miles away. They talk about it like it's another planet, and you're like, guys, it's actually 15 minutes away. But the idea that is all the resources. So I always liked the money aspect of it, because I think financially very, very much. Like, I'm really into that. And I'm really left wing as well. So that's the other thing. Like, if you throw a stone, you'll find left wing people in Scotland. Everyone in Scotland's left wing. We vote left wing. There's more, like, I'm not fucking joking, there's more pandas in Edinburgh Zoo, because there's 2 pandas now. There's more pandas in Edinburgh Zoo than there are Conservatives in Scotland. I've always said that because it's true, and like, it's just funny. So the idea that like England is all right wing mostly, and Scotland's very left, it's very different. It's naturally very different. We vote very differently. Our concerns are very different. Like, we want to fix the potholes and shit like that. We want to fix things in Scotland locally that we can't do if we phone down to London and say, hi, can you actually help us with this thing? They're like, no, we've got 55 million other things to do on their list before they even think about Scotland. So it's like, why would we sign up for a government that's a million miles away? And they take all our, like, I was so pissed off when like Mary Black had to go down there. So I was like, she should just be here doing Scottish shit, because it's like a waste of her time going down there, because they're not gonna like revere her. Like, she's like the best politician we ever had. Mary Black was better than anybody else. 21 when I met her, she was 20 or 19 or something. I think I was 21 when she was like 18 or something when I met her. And then she became the youngest person to go to Parliament as an SNP, as my MP basically. And that's the other thing. Like, I feel like they suck our talent away to London and have them do like these menial jobs that don't really do anything. Nothing changes, and we still are in the same situation. It's like this little merry-go-round, and then they spit out those people when those people are older, and they could have been spending this radical time being radical in Scotland or in Glasgow locally. So it's all those things that kind of were annoying me. And then this idea that my dad was always an SNP guy, and his whole family, his siblings and all that, they were so cool, and they talked about it in this way that I feel like Sean Connery felt as well. And I know that Peter Mullen feels, I know that Brian Cox feels. I mean, I was in a taxi with Brian Cox in Edinburgh going somewhere, and I just remember talking to him about it and how much we want it. And I really wanted to have it happen for Brian Cox right now, because I feel like he's worked so hard his whole life for it. And everyone who has campaigned, like, you just like, we want it, you know? And it's not just about like funding things locally. It's about like there'll be less corruption, because like everything's more accountable, it's more local. And Winnie Ewing is somebody that I want to play in a film, because I fucking don't even look like her. For me, Winnie Ewing is like my hero. They said that she made the Highlands cool in the international like world. Like, she went out in the world and like made the Highlands look good, and then at home she made the world look good as well. She like brought credibility of the Highlands to the whole fucking world. And she also fought for the fishermen's deals with the EU. So she was literally like fucking fighting in wherever the fuck, Belgium or whatever, for the rules of the law that were going to be in place. And she fought for all these like fisheries to have a big deal, like a good amount of money, like a good deal instead of a shit deal with the EU. And like, the fishermen still, until the day she died, were like, thank you, because literally they were so looked after. And it's shit like that where you're like, she gave a shit, you know, she gave a shit about the way that she was with her husband. They were such like Scottish independents, like king and queens. And Winnie Ewing is like who I get up in the morning for, even though she's already passed away. I just fucking loved her. Like, I loved her vibe, and I wish I could fucking play her in a film. But like, she was the MP for Hamilton, and I remember just being like, I wish that maybe if I put less, I don't know, if I put like white powder on my face or something, maybe I'd look more Scottish, because I literally look so Spanish or some shit, but I'm just Polish. I'm gypsy, that's why. My mum's gypsy, so that's why I'm so dark, but my mum doesn't even have like brown eyes. My mum has like black eyes. She doesn't have a pupil. It's all just black. She looks like a robot or like some kind of like wild person. And then this idea that my mum was also SNP. Like, she just wanted Scotland to be independent so that you could do things like go to your local council meeting and actually have stuff come to fruition, as opposed to like sending it up the line where it goes away forever and no one actually ever does anything about it. You're like, okay, so we're just never gonna get those potholes fixed. And there's stuff, you know, like if Scotland was independent, I feel like all the old fountains and all the parks would be working again. Like when I was a kid, the fucking Kelvin Grove, even like up my street, like this is literally where I live, Kelvin Grove Park. I mean, nobody calls it that, they call it KG, but like that park has a fountain that's been like fucked up. Like, it's been fucked up for ages. And when I was wee, I used to like play in the water because it was fresh water, and it used to just be like this fountain of life that you could like jump in the spring or the summer. Even in the winter, you could like be like, wow, there it is, you know, it's so fresh. And now it's like manky, and I feel like, I know it's gonna take like £1 million or something, but like they did a really beautiful job and made the one in Paisley, like the fountain in Paisley, work again. And there's something about it when like the fountain works, you feel like society's alright. Like, you just kind of want that shit to happen. So this is the kind of shit I just like want to have that fountain in Kelvin Grove Park like happening, because I remember the euphoria. It was literally living in paradise when I was a kid, and it worked. I remember. And it's stuff like this that we've been like begging for our whole lives. And it's just stuff that we know could be a wee bit like massaged. Like, Scotland needs a goddamn massage. We need to have like our own body and soul back, because they like stole so much of it. And if you go up north or you go down south here, you just talk to everyone, and these old guys will tell you the fucking truth about what happened to their families. Like, Vivian Scotstoun told me what happened to her granny's farm in the Highland clearances, and you're like, mate, that is fucked. It's not even fakakta, it's fuckhead. Fuckhead, like in like what Shakespeare would say. Fuckhead? Yes, it's fuckhead. The Highlands clearances, they were fuckhead. They were fucked. And when Vivian was telling me this, like, it's so like the trauma is real and it goes through generations and stuff. Like, you're just like, it's never gonna go away. Like the fact that they threw her whole granny's family off their luscious land in the Highland clearances. They like raped, pillaged, stole, burned down everything, burned down the buildings, burned down all the homes, and then everyone was like supposed to fucking just fuck off. They were supposed to like leave Scotland, but her granny was literally like, I'm not fucking leaving. And she went to like the place next door, like not next door, but like close by, the closest bit that they didn't burn or whatever, and there wasn't like houses on it or anything. There was just like land, but it was like fucked up. Like, it wasn't straight land, it was like rocky, huge rocks like the size of my living room were on that land, and it was like you couldn't farm it because it was just like rock. And then what happened is, over time, like, she had to pay for people to come and remove the rock, so that what was under it was just like plain, still rocky, but it was like not a huge chunks of rock. She spent like her whole fucking life slowly moving these rocks out, and there's still massive rocks on that land because it's like chunky, fucked up land you don't want to farm. That's why the Englands didn't want it, because like the English only wanted like the lush, easy land that they could farm and be like, this is lush, and give the fucking people who are actually Scottish the fucked up, rocky shit. So like, that's what her granny had, and her granny never fucking died. Without mentioning that, like, her granny was just like, yo, like, this is my life. And they gave me like a shit land, and I still shit earth, and I still fucking farmed it. And that's why Vivian will not leave that land, because it's been her, like, from her granny to her parent down to Vivian. And still, we're still dealing with the Highland clearances and what it means for that generation. and it like trickles down, and it's not a joke. And people are screaming outside because they're agreeing with me. Scottish people are like, yeah. Yeah, the Highland clearances were fucked up. If you go in a pub in Glasgow and you go in like this and you have an apple juice and you say, this is from Waitrose apple juice, the Highland clearances were fucked up, then everyone goes, yeah. And they all have a story. Like every cunt is like, yes, I have a story about that. Like their granny or their grandfather or their cousin had to deal with it. They all have a story about it, and you're just like, that is insanity. And yes, it's been this build up, and we can be in this era now where it's like, do you know what? Like, let's just have what's Glasgow voted yes for. Glasgow voted yes already. Like, I live in a city that already voted yes for independence. Like, that's a joke. The other thing is we voted, this is the fucked up thing, that literally, like, I would say this to Alex Salmond, and I remember him being like, I know it's fucked. Like, we all know it's fucked. Ah! We voted yes for independence already. All of Scotland voted yes for independence in the 70s. You need to look it up. It already happened. And England was like, you're not getting it on a technicality because they said something about like the vote was this or that or something. They just like said that they acknowledged that Scotland voted yes for independence, but it didn't. Yes for independence, but it didn't mean that they were gonna give it to them or something. So like, to me, I feel like there's no way that you can have England give it to us. They're never going to give it to us. So we have to just steal it or take it or like do whatever it is that we have to like get the country back, because it was never theirs in the fucking first place. So this is the problem. Like when people come here and they don't know the history and they just like start calling us British or something, and we're just like, or worse, sometimes they say English and you're just like, last king of Scotland. And I know Idi Amin is like a nut job. Idi Amin is not someone to revere as a human. Like, we don't want to like act like him or anything. But it's quite funny when he's like, when he meets James McAvoy's character, who's a doctor from the 70s, he's like, you're a doctor? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're British? And James McAvoy's like, I'm Scottish. Because every Scottish person's always like, I'm Scottish. Like, I'm not British. Like, and Idi Amin's like, oh, I love Scotland. Like, he gets into it, and you're like, that's cute. And also, that's the kind of thing that happens to us internationally. Like, even dictators are going to kill their own people. 500,000 of their own people, of their own civilians, are charmed by Scotland. Like, they're like, we get that Scotland's charming. Like, and if you look at that film, McAvoy's like 10 out of 10 charming in it because he's just being Scottish. He's being himself. So like 10 out of 10 or 95% of what McAvoy's doing in that film is just naturally what we do as Scottish people, and it gets us so much fucking like, it gets our charm over the line so much because people love our jokes. They think we're funny. Like, we're really kind of like, people are easy to laugh at us or with us. Is all very like giggly and vibe. Giggly and vibe, what does that mean? You know what I mean? It's like giggly and all those vibes, but there's something about this Scottishness that's authentic, you know, and they didn't let us wear the kilt. They didn't let us have the clans for a minute. Like, this is so sad. Oh! It's like my stitches here. It's terrifying.